next topic I want to talk about was Trump's, I feel like Trump's taking a lot of heat, rightfully so. This has been a very bad month for him.
Yeah.
The Iran bombing, the Epstein stuff,
Ukraine spending, Epstein
the big beautiful bill. Yes, that Ukraine. Yes, it's
Iran
basically
war.
a lot of L's. But Hannah Claire sent me this story, and I'd like her to take the lead on it. This is a W, right? Firing some immigration court judges.
I think that there is steady progress with the immigration thing. Obviously, in the beginning, the criticism was like, these numbers are not enough. And I agree with that. But it seems like the Department of Homeland Security, everyone who's working on this is legitimately trying to make deportation happen, and also
stopping new people too, right?
Right. Because one of the things with judges is like, if you have a judge who is progressive on this issue, they're like, oh, well, you can just wait in the country forever. I mean, it's already there's it's like an over 3 million case backlog, and it can take multiple years for people to show up. Now, if you came to this country illegally and you're said, okay, your court date's in 2 years, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people just will disappear into the night and continue to live in the U.S. So it's a huge problem. There was just over, I think, $3 billion allotted to address some of these issues with immigration. And so I think it's important that there are judges who are going to be active and do the best they can for the American people on the court. The union that represents the judges are screaming and crying about it. They span like 10 states, it's like Maryland, Massachusetts, Virginia, a bunch of them. But they're saying like, how can he do this? And we are saying that there's a shortage of judges. How can he start firing judges that are needed? But to me, I mean, you're a business owner. If you have an employee that's doing a bad job, even if you need other staff, that doesn't mean necessarily the best move is to keep the underperforming or in this case, maybe damaging employee. I think the Trump administration have to make significant deliveries on immigration. I'm not saying that it's like all perfect right now, but having them look critically, not just at border security, but also at the judicial aspect of immigration is good.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers, by the way, thank you, Shady Sorcerer, for subscribing over on Twitch. I think that the numbers, that's the one thing that's been like consistently good for Trump is the immigration numbers, not just the deportations, which everyone agrees we need to pump those numbers up. But like it's pretty
decrease, things like that.
Yeah, but he's like basically nobody's crossing the border right now. Mm-hmm. That's obviously a big deal. Like, shout out Sniper628 who subscribed on Twitch, and The Rub also subscribed on Twitch. Wow, that's cool. Thank you. I mean, what do you think, Luke?
What's going on Twitch today?
Yeah, everyone's going over there and subscribing with their Twitch Prime, which is very cool. We don't care where you watch. Obviously, I prefer you watch on Rumble, but we're just trying to reach as many people as we can. Aquitius 12 PKR just subscribed also on Twitch. So thank you. What do you make of this, Luke? Is the immigration going to save him at all when it comes to midterms? Because that's going to be all he's got,
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to save him from midterms, I think he literally told people, "I don't want your support." If you're asking questions about that,
I know. I have a video. I'm doing a video about that later. Like,
yeah,
bro.
That was my first video of the day because a lot of people. Some people are saying
you're talking about his Truth, the Truth Social he put out.
Yeah. I saw Tim and Viva Frey talk about this. I don't know what, but they were like, "Oh no one's going to go for the Democratic Party." But I get that. But more importantly, just people are just not going to vote. People are disillusioned. People are angry.
They're going to abstain, especially in midterms where Republican turnout sucks.
Yeah, they're like, okay, Trump wants me to come out, but like, it's not the same anymore. Mm-hmm. Now, this firing of 15 judges that were appointed under Biden, It's coming during an interesting time because they're just finishing their 2-year probationary term, which means that they could be fired. So of course Trump is firing them, and this is very kind of political here. I know there are talking points that are going out saying there's absolutely no one crossing into the United States.
That's not true.
There's some for sure.
There is some, but obviously the numbers are far less than they were under Biden. That was just allowing any and everyone to come on in and then be granted refugee status, actually hurting the actual real refugees in the world.
Let me ask this question. Like, shout out Crypto Raider and Daxons for subscribing on twitch.tv/The Quartering. Very, very cool. Yeah. By the way, if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can back us for free there. What do you make? I honestly have to admit, it's probably too early to tell, but I am definitely like, if Scott Presler calls me and is like, hey, do you want a door knock for Republicans for the midterms? I don't feel as excited about doing it right now. But like, is it the Republicans' fault or is it Trump's fault? Like, part of me, I'm still going to go.
Both of them.
Yeah. Well, but for me though, like, we both know Trump is the one who's holding back the Epstein list.
Yeah. But the House Republicans are voting no on disclosing it.
Well, didn't the House Republican just come out and say that he wants Ghislaine Maxwell to testify?
Yeah, that was the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. But again, he promises a lot of stuff. And we have to remember, when politicians move their mouth, they're usually not telling the truth.
Yeah.
So he says, yeah, we want Maxwell to testify. Yeah, we want the documents released. But the Republicans in the Congress and the Senate keep voting no on bringing it to an actual vote. Thomas Massey just proposed the bill to do that. And guess what? Republicans are probably going to vote no on it, too.
What bill did Thomas Massey do?
He introduced a bill that would release the documents from the Epstein saga.
I mean, we're going to talk about, I wanted to save the Epstein thing kind of for when we had the full panel, when Sarah's here too.
If you want to save Epstein, can I jump back to what you're saying about midterms?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, the challenge right now for midterms, in my opinion, is that these types of totally reasonable debates among people who supported Trump, like, should the Epstein list come out? Is that our top priority? What's going on with immigration? Is it enough? There's sort of a combination of what's the ideological direction of the movement created by Trump, but also questions about the efficiency of the administration. So in some ways, I think the midterms are going to be interesting because it's a divide between where is this going? Trump can't run again. So not only are you picking basically who's going to carry this forward, but you're also picking but then what are our key issues? Like, if Trump brought immigration to the forefront, which he really did, with his first term, you have RFK, who I think is doing, there are headlines about what RFK is doing with Health and Human Services.
He's quietly doing good work, right?
He is quietly chipping away, and you actually are seeing companies respond to it. I don't know that he would suddenly become the Republican presidential nominee, but it might impact how people who are running as Republicans during midterms choose to position themselves. Instead of talking about immigration, maybe they're going to talk more about, what's in your food, what's in the water, things like that. Similarly, in districts that are having people that are really angry with the Epstein list, I think you'll see that issue become part of midterms. In other places, it won't be. And all of that.
It's not going to be an issue in Wisconsin. Like, they're not going to be. Whoever's running for Democrats and whoever's running for aren't going to be talking about the Epstein list.
No, they're not.
That's my fear, is that people say this is an entirely online debate, and some people try to push back against that, but it really is. It really is. If I went man on the street, if I went to my local bar tonight and I was like, man, that Epstein list, I might get whoa, that's crazy, but I'm not going to get I'm abstaining from midterm elections because of it.
Right.
That normies are not that upset about it. And a lot of people who are super upset about it probably don't even vote or aren't from this country anyway. It's easy to get gaslit by X, because you think, oh, all these people are of voting age and they must be from America. when they're just quite frankly not.